Hello, welcome to Spotlight on Souris. Today is November 13th, 2019. My name is Laura Higgs, and today we are privileged to have with us a member of the committee of the Souris Area Palliative Care Committee, Kathy Smith. Welcome, Kathy.
Oh, thank you, Laura.
We are here to talk about, first off, about the Palliative Care Committee and how it attaches to the palliative care program here in our community, right?
That's exactly
So,
right.
and I know we're going to talk about fundraising and et cetera eventually, but let's first start off with who the Palliative Care Committee is.
Okay, the Palliative Care Committee was established in early 2000 by a palliative care coordinator named Merle Teetard. She was very instrumental in getting these local groups up and running, and the membership continues to exist to this time. The members are all trained volunteers. It's a program that you have to take to become a volunteer. You have to examine your own feelings around sitting and conversing with families and knowing yourself that you're feeling truly comfortable about it.
About the whole process.
About the whole
of
process of being with someone that's dying and communicating with their family. And as a volunteer, your role is very different, even if you've had considerable experience as a palliative care nurse. The volunteer has a very different role, and knowing the boundaries of your role is really important as well.
Very pivotal for your job. So what things do you do?
Well, mostly we provide the best possible care for the palliative patient and their family. By doing that, we fundraise for equipment, supplies.
Oh yes, yeah. There's always good supplies in the palliative care room. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and just making a friendly environment for people where they can sit, they can relax, they can spend all their time with their loved ones. We did a massive overhaul to make all of our equipment and supplies in those rooms meet infection control standards. And the big part, it sounds like the big part of what we do, is sitting with families or a person who has no one that's available to them, or for families so that they can have a break, because there's times when they need to. And
right, it's good to step into that role and give them a rest, because it's certainly some long hours for the family. It's many journeys. The person who's in that position is going through a journey, and the people who are with them, helping them go through a journey as well. So it's good to have that support. So when do you do that during the whole process?
We receive calls from the head nurse at the personal care home, or through Karen Thomas through the hospital, or one of her designates will call us if there's a family in need and requesting someone to sit. And then the members, we just rotate through the membership, and who's available will come. You aren't mandated into any amount of hours. It's what time you can give for yourself, of yourself,
right,
and who's available at the time, because all the committee members are huge community members. They do a lot of other things as well. And this way it just helps us balance that out. So you don't want to lose members by thinking they can't spend enough time, because anytime you could become a member and not sit with families. You could become a member and just be an active part of the fundraising committee.
Sure.
And overall, speaking for the community, how you want or believe money should be spent.
So you're accepting any volunteers that would like to come out and be a part of this program, who are willing to take the course, sure. And sometimes they're called to sit with clients, and sometimes they're called to do other things within your group. Correct? Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so where is this done? You talked about being called from the nursing home coordinator and the hospital coordinator, but you also do it in other parts of our community.
Yeah, we're very linked with home care. Providing care in the home is new territory that we'll step into gradually. And what we have done in the hospital many years ago, there was established rooms and beds, and equipment was provided for that process to occur. And this has just we've become an extra leg of that. And as the program kind of grew, we were able to have beds available for people in the personal care home. They're specialized beds, so they can be used for someone who is actively dying. Doesn't sound right, but and we have a coffee cart that is stocked and fully ready and outside the door for the families.
Yes, they're beautiful carts.
Yeah, the Hutterite community made them for us at no cost, which was fabulous.
Right.
So people donate in all different kinds of ways. And the donated money that we receive for this committee is all spent here and put right back into this community. It doesn't go anywhere. The only thing we support outside of our community is Camp Bridges. Our group feels very strongly about that. And Camp Bridges is for teens who have lost a loved one. And they
summer
can
camp,
go.
right?
It's a camp, yeah. It's a weekend camp. And we have had community members, children go.
And that's why it's good to support it, because some of our community have access
Our
that.
community has been accessing it. And when you think about the grieving family, the family itself is grieving. So how do you best help the children? Because everyone's in a rough spot there. And this way it's free to be in a place where people understand what's happened to you in a sense. The experiences may not be exactly the same, but losing a loved one, regardless of how close you were to them or anything, it's just nice to know you're not alone in that.
Especially with people who are their own age group. I think that's really good for the teens in order to mature and grow past that pain. Because there is pain in losing someone that close to you. There is pain in losing a family member. But our life does go on. So, and their life needs to go on in a mature fashion, right? So it's good to have that support there. It's a week-long camp in the summer?
No, it's over a weekend.
Over a weekend?
Yeah.
Okay.
It rotates between Clear Lake and Morden, outside of Morden. Camp want to come back, and I'm not sure the name of the one down south.
Yeah, but Camp Bridges, they would have the information.
It's available through the health center. It would be available through the physician's offices. It would be available through public health, community mental health, the school's community mental health program.
All have
With
that
the
information
school,
about Bridges.
yeah, and the school is very proactive in it.
Good.
And good about kind of giving the information to families who could use the support.
And why we do that, why you were on the committee and why you volunteer in this fashion.
It's a group of women who just feel very strongly about the importance of someone being there for your last breath, that it is as important as your first breath. And we celebrate the birth of babies, and we just have this feeling, and the whole society has shifted towards doing a lot more for the dying person. People can take sick time and sit with them now.
Right.
It's just something that's grown and grown, and we fill a gap where people, if they're not able to be there, and we talk about 90-year-old people dying with 70-year-old children who have health complications of their own, maybe can't come.
Right.
It's not that they don't want to.
Right.
So it just gives that person just someone to be there.
And they have obligations. Everybody has to fulfill their own obligations as well, and to know that you're there to help their loved one and hold their hand and be a part, and maybe be there for when they want to talk, maybe for when they have something important to say.
You can change their CD. You can, the piece that we fill into is the fact that the nursing staff want to be in that room, but they just don't always have the available time. So that way, your eyes and ears to go and fetch somebody else when
that's needed.
when the time's needed.
For sure. Well, that's great. What a great support to not only the families and to the person in the process of dying, but the family as well, and nursing staff. I mean, it's a big help to have somebody there with eyes on your patient to make sure, because when you're scheduled, 8 patients to one, you're right, you can't be in that room every minute of the day. So it's great to have it there. So, but you guys do some fundraising. Now we're going to talk a little bit about that.
We do fundraising, yes. We have 3 main fundraisers. The first one is our memory tree ceremony. We collect donations in memory of loved ones who have passed away. And we have a ceremony. This year's ceremony will be November 29th at 3 p.m. in the town and municipal office. And at that ceremony, we name all the people who had donations made in their memory. Oh. We also have this absolutely beautiful book that one of our members has taken the time and energy to, in calligraphy, write down all the names of the people each year. We've memorialized them in our own little time capsule.
So anybody who stops by and puts down the name of their loved one that has deceased, or loved ones maybe, whether or not they're in our community, right?
Oh yeah, they can be anywhere. Like I put my parents in, my dad, and they don't live here. Was never cared for here.
Right.
But I live here and I think about him.
Yeah, absolutely. Good. And they can do that at...
We collect for the memory tree in 3... a couple of different ways.
Okay.
We attend the Scarecrow Days flea market. We have a table where people can come and pay. We attend the Hobbycraft sale. It'll be the 45th annual one this year on the 16th of November.
Coming up,
we'll be out there for a table.
Less than a week.
Yeah, we'll have a table there. And then the town of Souris collects, and the hospital will collect at the front entrance where you come in. At the reception
when the
desk.
receptionists are there.
Yeah.
And at the town office as well.
At the town office.
So then people are not obligated on one of those times, if they can't get there, they can drop into the town office.
They can.
Oh, perfect.
And you can donate to palliative care anytime you want. That is an open donation. The money goes directly into palliative care funds. It stays, it's earmarked for palliative care. That's what it's spent on. The other way is through donor's choice. We are one of the charities on there.
On the choices, sure. Sure. Well, that's great. So that was your memory tree you talked about. And then, of course, you said at town office, anytime to the palliative care committee, it can be made. But up until the date where you do the ceremony, people can come in and also make the donation to the memory tree.
They can make it to the memory tree. And if the donations come in a little bit late, your name automatically appears on next year's list. We found where we've had a little bit of a glitch there. Timing, just happens. That's life.
Yeah, for sure.
We also have a Facebook page now to help people become more aware of what we're doing and how we're doing it and what our events are and where we'll be. And there's 3 of us that will talk to anyone who's interested in becoming a member.
Sure.
And that's myself, Lorraine Cooling, and Lori Robinson. Denbo,
yes, Lori Denbo. So your Facebook page is called?
Souris Area Palliative Care.
Souris Area Palliative Care Committee. If they just type in even Souris Area Palliative Care, it'll pop up.
Palliative Care, it'll come up.
Good. Good. Well, that's wonderful. That's wonderful to hear about that. We really appreciate the work that you do. I know us nurses do as well, but I know from on the family's side as well that we appreciate all the work that your committee does, not only with fundraising, not only with something so beautiful like that book with calligraphy names in it as well. That's a gorgeous keepsake for sure. But just your commitment, your time and your commitment to the committee as well.
Yeah, everyone brings a special gift to the committee and their different talents, and we still have founding members on the committee, which is speaks highly of dedication to it, and it'll grow and change all the time.
I know, but to have the founding members is very, very important for any group, really. It sort of keeps that your mandate going, I believe.
It does, and what it was originally intended to do. And you want to make sure that the community is really aware of what you're doing and where you're spending their money. Because like, okay, I gave you money. What did you buy?
Yeah.
So we have, there's a beautiful framed picture that is in the front foyer of the hospital now. It was in the physician's office, and it shows the upgraded equipment that we've purchased in the last 3 years. On the Facebook page, it shows the cards. The prisoner care home staff actually bake and supply little trays of dainties or just little goodies for the volunteers to have with their coffee or
Is
with
that
their
right?
families. Yeah,
Oh.
they do it out of their own heartfelt
Really?
need and want to do that.
That's
It's
wonderful.
amazing.
They're your future volunteers.
They're our future volunteers, that's for sure.
Good. That's really wonderful. And I'm glad that you are honored in that way. And
Yeah,
your team comes to
that's
help
nice.
out. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Kathy, for your time. And just to remind people, November 16th, the Hobby Craft. Someone will be there at a table for the people to put donations towards the memory tree, right?
Yeah.
And then they can come to the town hall anytime to make a donation to the Palliative Care
Or
Committee.
the hospital.
Or the hospital and or the memory tree as well. Right? Okay. Well, thank you very much. People can find that information out by calling you at 483-2102
2102.
or
Lorraine Cooling.
Lorraine Cooling.
483-3787. Lori Denbo, 483-2199.
Perfect.
We 3 have landlines, and we're linking to the new generation in Facebook.
Oh, good. Good. So they can go on Facebook as well and look
Yeah,
that up.
We're
too.
bridging the gap.
Yeah. Good. I'm glad to hear you say that. Well, thank you so much, Kathy, for coming in and
You're
joining us on
welcome, Laura.
Spotlight. Thank you for watching. I'd like to thank our volunteers. Mark Cranwell's on the camera today. Sheila Kirkup is our producer. My name is Laura Higgs. Thank you so much and have a great day.